Well, you know where there's not a problem anymore. New York City, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We talked about this last week. We did a big segment on this last week, didn't we? About Jaxson Dart coming in for Russell Wilson. And memory serves me correctly, you were incredibly irate by it and not happy at all. And I'm sorry, but they proved you wrong. I mean, he was sublime. He was fantastic. I mean, I actually, you know who he reminded me of? Russell Wilson when he came into the league.
Yeah.
Like generally, and you know what? I actually pulled it up. I went and checked. I went and checked both their first games. I went and checked Russell Wilson's first game, right? So Russ threw a lot more. Like Russ's first game was 9th of the 9th, 2012, right? 9th of September 2012. I'm looking at then 28th of September 2025, obviously Jaxson Dart. Now, Russ threw considerably more. They lost this game 2016, by the way, Russell Wilson, and it was against the Arizona Cardinals, just to put a point on there. He was 18 for 34, 52.9% completion, 153 yards, a touchdown interception, took 3 sacks. He rushed 8 times for 20 yards, no touchdowns. And then on the flip side, we have Jaxson Dart, who was considerably less throws, admittedly. 13 for 20, 111 yards, 65% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 5 sacks, which isn't great. And then 10 attempts rushing with 54 yards and a touchdown. Both fumbled as well, just to also put a point in there as well. I don't think you can ask for a better debut against a Chargers team that this defense is real for them.
Yeah. I thought he did well. I thought he played well. I didn't think he kind of did what I thought he would do. I thought he would do okay. I never had a problem with his talent. My concern is what you came out and said halfway through that is 5 sacks. And
but you did also say last week that you think you what your concern was that he would get hit and couldn't cope. And I know he came out for a couple of drives for a couple of snaps. Russell Wilson came in for a minute while he just had once over, but he came right back in and didn't look phased. He did not look phased. I didn't think.
No, and that's great, and that's what you want to see. It's great that he was able to do that. I just look. This is my viewpoint on it has always been the same, and it won't really change. I came out and said that I felt that he would do better than what Russell Wilson was doing, which he did, and I felt that he would get sacked quite a bit, which he did, and that's my concern for him. And it isn't so much just one game sort of thing. It's like this team they kind of did throw him to the wolves a little bit, and it was kind of sink or swim. And obviously he's done well, and he has managed to swim, and he has managed to do well. But there is a limit to what obviously he did. He had 13 completions. He got 111 yards. I know he rushed for a touchdown, and obviously he's going to be a dual threat quarterback. We all knew that about him, but
He also lost his wide receiver.
Yes, of course.
And not any wide receiver.
But yeah, and now for the rest of this season,
top 5 wide receiver. He's lost for the rest of the year now.
Does
that give him a pass now for this year, no matter what happens?
I think he had it anyway.
I don't necessarily think he has it. I don't know. I don't think he had a pass. I think you still get to the end of the season and you go, all right, he was a rookie and stuff like that, but you still, you measure him against other rookies that have come in. But I think now with Malik out, you're going to go, well, he's had time to throw to all year. Like, of course he couldn't throw it as much. Of course he's had to run more or get sacked a bit more because he's had only Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson, and he hasn't had his number one. And like I said, not just any number one, what some would consider a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just think that it's a rookie quarterback in his first year. I just think that they all get a pass in the first year. I think that's how it works. It's like, you can come out and blame anything on anyone on any part of it. It's like,
It
Cam.
absolutely can't be the case. It cannot be. After what people are saying about Caleb Williams this year, it can't be. It's not a pass for every quarterback. That's not
It
true.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But I think it is for all of them. I mean, I think Cam Ward has a pass this year. And Cam Ward hasn't been great. You look at him; he's played 4 games, 51.2% pass completion percentage. He's only thrown for 2 touchdowns in 4 games. He hasn't been great, but he gets a pass because the rest of the team are rubbish. That's kind of that is the act. That's how it.
So you're saying that Caleb's pass last year was that he hadn't got
The O line was rubbish,
and he had terrible coaching.
Yeah, that's true. You had there's reasons for everything. I think that you do. I think no matter what happens, if you're a rookie quarterback in your first year, it doesn't matter what happens, you get a pass. Because I think the other thing is, even if chances are most of these teams are not great, that's why they've got a rookie quarterback. but also, if you think about it, it's just that thing where it's like, well, we're developing him. He needs time. We can't do it all in one season. So it's like there's lots of reasons. So I think for that sort of, for the rookie quarterback, I think you always get the first year no matter what. Yes, I think Jaxson Dart probably gets a bit more leeway now because of Malik Neighbours going down, unfortunately. But it's just what it is. And I still maintain it's just poor organisational management. Is what the issue is. It's that it's so stupid that you do this after 3 games. Was he not good enough before? If that's your feeling, why have you got Jameis Winston there? There's so many questions here that you could come out with where it's a little bit like, why is Jameis Winston sitting there? You've got Russell Wilson. You don't think he's good enough. You've got a rookie who you don't think is good enough because you didn't start him at the beginning of the season. So then you've got Jameis Winston still sitting there doing nothing.
But
don't
you think one of your worries was that the game style he plays in is very physical, it is very running, and you're worried that what if he gets hurt and injured and then it's just halting his progression even more? But I agree maybe that is always an element, but that's the case every time you get on the field. Let's just put that aside. Every time you get on the field, there's a case you can get injured. No matter we've said at the top of the show, it's bloody happening everywhere at the minute, and unfortunately, that is just the case of the game. What your worry, your caveat of that worry was that he would get hit so much that it would happen like you evidently saw Carson Wentz against the Steelers in Dublin.
Yeah,
he was getting hit so much where it clearly knocked him. He clearly didn't know what was going on and wasn't grasping the game. I think Jaxson Dart was getting hit in this game, getting sacked, got them 5 sacks, we've not really overly mentioned, a Chargers defense that is very good to start the year, and we know it's real. He got hit, he got bowled down, he got back up. He was smart, he was clever, he was patient, he knew when to run, he knew when to slide, and he was physical and he was tough. Now, I worry about his size. He's not Josh Allen build. He's not thick. He's still broad, but he's not thick and burly at all. I do worry about that. Again, injuries, they happen all the time. That's just the name of the game. You play to win, and that may happen sometimes. But it was the getting hit and knocking his confidence. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all.
No, I think probably the fact that he was at home probably helped with that. So the crowd could kind of keep him going and keep getting on his side. Because I think when you bring in the rookie and all that, then the crowd will get behind it. And
you did say that last week. You said that this helped him being at home. It's going to be a feel good factor around the building.
Yeah.
And he got the first touchdown. He ran it in. That must give you that must be an unreal feeling, to be fair.
Yeah. So I think all of that helped. I agree with you on that. I think. Yeah, he's not Josh Allen. I mean, he's down as 6'2", 223. So he's kind of like, you got Jaden Daniels here and Josh Allen here, and he's kind of in the middle sort of thing. So it's like he is, but he should be able to deal with that. And I think it's just, it's a concern because the O-line is clearly not great and not in a particularly great place. You know, because you can see that because he got sacked 5 times. You know, it's not brilliant, and this is more about how he copes over a certain amount of time, I think. But it to me, it's just you're risking your first round pick and your future quarterback at a time when you're making decisions based on desperation. And I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I think I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it works, sometimes you find the right guy. And the right guy doesn't have to be the number one pick. He can be later on in the first round, like Jaxson Dart was. But normally, when you're making decisions out of desperation, normally bad things happen, and that's the concern.
Well, he goes to play the the Saints next week. So 2 and 3 Giants, they'll be thinking they can roll into go and host Philadelphia, maybe win that game, maybe.